Okay, so welcome Henry to the second part or the second session of the cluster. And we have already discussed about logical operator and the basic of for loop. So now we're gonna see some execution of for loop, and then we'll see how nested for loop works, and then we'll done for today. Okay, so at first, let's say you wanna show the how can I say the multi-fold table for number 10. Okay, I mean, for example, 10 into 1 is 10, 10 into 2 is 20. Okay, so how can you do that by using for loop? So at first, let's declare a variable number equal, for example, say 10. So we want to show, I mean, we want to print all the multi-folds of 10 up to 10. Okay, so it will start from 1 and it will be end at 10. I mean, the factorization or multiplication value of 10 from 1 to 10. Okay, so at first we declare a value number, and then let's declare a for loop, and we declare here a variable I, and we'll start from 1. So we say we keep here 1, and then we'll do it until the value of I becomes 10, and we want to increase all the time by 1. So you can use this expression, or you can also use I++. So now what we're gonna do? So now we're gonna show the user console.log. Okay, I'm not going to show you back the use of backtick operator. And then cross I, and it will be equal. So I need to put a comma here. Oops, the value of I will become from here dynamically, so I need to keep it as I, and it will show us the number. So I need to declare a variable here, and let's say we declare okay, no, we don't need to declare on the variable, we can show it directly. I into n. Okay, I into number. Okay, so now let me explain what will happen. So the value of the number will be 10 all the time, because we don't increase or we don't add anything else here with the value, I mean with the number variable. Okay, so at first the loop will start with I equal 1, and then it will go inside. I mean, it will check the conditions, it will be true at the beginning, and it will go inside, and then it will show value of the number variable, it will be 10, and it will show cross, so it's an string, so it will never change, and then it will be 10 into 10 cross 1, it will show the value of 1 into 10. Okay, we use here multiplication operator. I think you can understand, right? So now let me run this code so that you can understand it more clearly. Class3.js. So you can see that we got the multiple table for 10 from 1 to 10, right? So we multiplied 10 at first with 1, and we got 10, then with 2 we got 20, and then with 3 34, and then this way all of it stops when it becomes 10. So for example, we want to take input from the user, and we want to ask user to give input a number, and then we want to see the multiple table for that number. Okay, so how can I do that? So at first I have to call the prompt thing, mpt equal require, and then we'll say prompt thing, and then double bracket here, and then let me put the number, the user entered value inside the number variable, enter. Okay, so now once user enter a number, whatever number user give enter, we'll see the multiple table of that number. Okay, let's run this code. So for example, I want to see the multiple table for 7. So I give enter a 7. There will be a problem, and that is I don't convert the number into number. It will come here as text. So let me call the number method and convert the user input into number so that it works perfectly. Okay, now we need to run the code again. And you can see a null, and then, yep. Okay, so run the code again, put 8. So now here we go. You can see 8 into 1 is 2 up to 10. Okay, so this loop will run up to 10, and it will show the value from 1 to 10. I mean the multiple table of 8. Okay, so you can give enter any number, and this code will execute you the multiple table of any number up to 10. For example, I want to see the multiple table of 256. Okay, so it will show you the multiple table of 256. You can actually enter any value here. Okay, so I hope this concept is clear now to you.
It's clear, Ramis. Thank you.
Okay, so now let's see another example, and that is, for example, we wanna execute the multiple tables from 1 to 10 at a time. Okay, and how can we do that? I mean, the user will enter a value, or we don't wanna take enter from the user. We just wanna show the multiple table from 1 to 10. So how can we do that? We can do that easily by using nested loop. So let me explain what is nested loop. So actually, the nested loop is a kind of loop uh, which will actually looping inside. I mean, which will run a loop inside another loop. Let me explain you. Yeah, sure.
No, I wanna ask is I wanna ask you if you were show me your screen, but because I see Visual Code.
Yes.
I, I
I am here in the code actually. I'm going to explain you nested loop. Okay, here in the inside the
okay,
code.
okay,
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 for
okay, okay.
example, we have here a loop and it will run 10th time. Okay, and now we wanna um, create another loop inside this loop. So say for example, I'm going to execute start another loop, and I say j equal 1, and then j less equal say for 10, and then j will be increased by 1. Okay, so now we wanna execute here I into j. Okay, the value of I into j, and let's say do some formatting here, and then cross, then j, then equal. Okay, so let me explain it and then see what happened. So I need to delete this line. So what happened here? Let me explain it. So at first, the outer loop will start, and the value of I will be 1, and then it will go inside. It will find another loop, and for the value of I 1, the inner loop will be executed 10 time. Okay, could you understand? I mean, when the value of I is 1, the inner loop, this loop, will be executed 10th time. Okay, I mean until the condition becomes false. Okay, and then when the execution of inner loop is completed, it will comes here. I mean uh, the loop will comes here, and the value of I will be increased by 1, and then it will check the condition. It will find true, and then it will go inside the outer loop again, and it will execute the inner loop again for 10th time. Okay, so this way the inner loop will be executed 10th time for each value of I. Okay, could you understand?
So now I wanna show how it works with the terminal.
Okay, let me run it. terminal, node class 3.js, enter a number. Oops, I need to comment it out so that I don't need to enter anything. Okay, let me write the code again. So can you see that? Okay, let me take another terminal so that you can see it clearly. Node class 3.js. Okay, so let's see what happened here. So let's go at first. So see here at first, from the outer loop, I mean from this loop, the value of I, it take 1, and then for the value of I1, it goes inside, and then this loop will execute it 10th time. Okay, so that's why we put here the value of I at first, and then we multiply the value of j with I. So we found here I in 1 into 1, 1 to 2, 1 into 3. So here the 1 is the value of I, and then in the second column, I mean 1, 2, 3, this column, this value is coming from the value of j. Okay, once this loop is executed 10th time, after executing 10 time, this loop will go here, come back here in the third expression. It will increase the value of I by 2. As the value of I increased by 2, so it will check the condition again, and it's true, and it will go inside the loop again, I mean the outer loop again, and then it will find another loop, I mean the same loop, and then now the value of I is 2, and the value of j will be 1 again, and it will start executing from 1 again. So it comes here, the value of I is 2, and the value of j is 1. Okay, so 2 into 1, 2 into 2. So this loop will execute 10th time, and it will give us the result of multiplication of I and j here. So we can see here the value of I is 2, and it will multiply the value of j for 10th time. Once the value of j is greater than 10, it becomes false here. So this loop is breaked, and then our loop comes back here again. So this will continue for 10 time. We can actually continue it for any number of times. For example, we want to ask the user to give a number, and the number will be actually, for example, it will be what? It will be our variable I. So I equal number. Okay. So this code block will execute it, for example, 100. So the user will give input a number between 1 and 100, and then this loop will show you the multiple table from that number to the 100. Okay, so let me execute it. Take it again, then class 3.js. So oops, what happened here? Let's try to explain. Okay, actually here, as we use the variable I again and again, that's why, let me comment out, delete this code. Now let's try to run it, and it shows that our execution doesn't work. So let's try to understand the problem. PRMPT, it's okay. What the problem is here? Okay. Okay, let's try to comment out this line, then try to put some number here. Say for I say 90. I'll try to run the code again. I don't know, maybe there's few logical error here. Let me try to find it out. Okay, let's go back to our previous condition and try to run this code again. What happens? Okay, let me clear all the things and write the code again. var for loop here I equal 1 and then 1 less than oops less equal 10 then y plus plus. Okay, so I need to close the parentheses, use another for loop, j equal 1 again, then j less equal 10, and then j plus plus, and inside the loop we want to show the result. Trust you want to show I, and then cross, then j, and then equal, so it will be into into j. Okay, let me run the code to see what we get. Um, actually, maybe there a problem with my uh terminal because it must show the result. Let me try to see it in the output. Yes, you can see we got output here. Actually, maybe there's an issue with my terminal. I don't know. Could you hear me, Henry?
Yes, I am hearing you.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try to. Oops. The problem is that I uh I have done a wrong here, and that is I write here no code. It will be node, right? Oh my god.
Right, no.
Yeah. Sometimes these things happens. I mean, you don't know why things are not working. There'll be no reason. Okay, so let's say uh we wanna execute the uh multiple table from 90 to 100. So we can just increase the value of I, and then let's run this code again. So you can see here it shows the multiple value from 90 to 100. Okay, I hope it's clear now. So let me show you another thing, and that is, for example, if I remove the multiplication operator from between I and j, and then for example I just put here 1 and put here 10. Okay, so now let's try to run this code and what we see. Okay, we don't need these things actually. We just want to print the value of I and j. Okay, so let's try to run and let's see. So let's see what we see, what we find here. So you can see for the one, so it's coming from the I variable, I mean the outer loop. We'll get 1 to 10, right? 1 1 1 2 1 to 10. Okay, for 2 again we'll get 1 to 10, for 3, and this will continue till 10. Okay, could you understand,
Okay,
Henry?
okay. Yeah, I understand.
Okay, thank you very much. Um, so this is very important. We're gonna see in our next lecture. We'll discuss about array, and then in the array we'll discuss about how can we iterate the array by using for loop. So there we'll see we'll have two-dimensional array, and then we'll use the concept of nested loop. Okay, so that's why actually I introduced this topic here. So now we discussed about how can we get the sum of number a series, right? And how can we print the even number, odd number, up to from starting from a number to the up to a certain number, and we see how can we work with nested loop, right?
Okay, okay, Rami, thank you.
Yeah, so I think so far we are done with today's lecture, and we don't have any more topic to discuss for today. If you want, I can show you a few more execution of for loop, nested loop. Otherwise, we can finish for today.
Okay, Ramis. I just one question about the first part. Remember that we enter names, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But the first letter was in mayúsculas.
What do you mean?
One moment, please.
Yeah, sure.
Well, the first letter was in capital letters.
Yes, yeah. We need to
Okay, yeah.
put the first. I mean, if we want to match the name, then we have to remember it. Okay, the first letter and the last letter. It doesn't matter actually. I mean, if you put the name in the small letter in your server, okay, so you can give it in small letter. It's not a problem. Actually, we will see in another lesson how can we omit, how can we reduce, or how can we get rid of this problem. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Rami. Thank a lot. Bye
Yeah.
bye.
Okay, then see you next time. Our fourth lecture will be held on Saturday for Bengali learners actually. So I think we can see it after 1 or 2 days of that lecture. Okay, and I'm gonna closing the assignment submission link for the assignment 3 soon. So when you are ready, just let me know. I will open it for you. Okay.
Okay, thank you. I send you a message.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Henry. Yeah. Talk to
Bye,
you.
Rami. Thank you. Thank a lot. Bye bye.
Yeah, I'm gonna sharing the video link, recorded lesson link with you soon. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay. Have a nice day. Bye.